What is going on, everybody? Today we're going to analyze the tape of left tackle Tyler Guyton. Just get into this guy's tape, really talk about what this guy showed against the Los Angeles Rams in his very first preseason action. There's a lot of good things to talk about with Tyler Guyton. So right away, he gave up 0 sacks, 0 quarterback hits, and 0 pressures. The guy did not allow his guy to get close to the quarterback, which is exactly what you want from this guy. But more than that, the guy showed really good technique. He showed the quickness, the footwork. He showed why he was a first-round pick and why I had him ranked as high as I ultimately did. On this play here, watch number 51 chop Tyler Guyton's right arm right there. As 51, who's a veteran in the NFL, chops Guyton. Look at Guyton recover. Look at how quickly Guyton's able to shift the feet, just gets right back on top of it, and he ends up shutting this down. To me, this guy has a ton of upside, and there's a lot of really good snaps. Very excited for this one. Let's just get right into the film. Alrighty guys, I want to show you guys 2 run plays. They're back-to-back run plays. It's essentially the same exact thing that Guyton's going to have to do on both plays. He's essentially going to have to make contact with his defensive lineman and then just push him outwards. Now, number 51 is a veteran in the NFL, but he is on the smaller side. And Guyton, of course, is going to be able to handle guys that are smaller, guys that are not powerful. And I do want him to continue to develop in one part of his run game. Now, first and foremost, before I say that, I do love the fact that this guy, as he makes contact with 51, look at the push he gets here. Look at him absolutely move number 51. And that's important because from the time that Guyton makes contact with 51, the gap between him and the guard here is pretty small. There is no lane for the running back to run through that at the moment. So what Guyton needs to do is he needs to create that separation. And he does a really good job with this. Look at the movement he generates. And look at how far 51 ends up. He's way out here while the guard is over here. So he essentially does widen the gap. That's a really good job right there by Guyton. Now, one of the things he does have to work on is the second part of this, which is to stick with the block. You see 51's able to get around the block. You don't want that to happen. And the reason why is because on the next play, the Cowboys are going to run duo. The last one was zone. This one's duo. But essentially, Guyton has a very similar block. On this one, he's going to once again outblock. But on this one here, the thing you're going to notice is 51 gets off the block a lot easier. To me, Guyton has to do a little bit of a better job. This is a little bit of criticism. It's not a big deal because these are little things that you do get better at with reps in the NFL. You know, 51's a veteran. 51 has been going up against guys like Tyler Guyton for 3-4 years in the NFL already. Guyton, for the first time, is going up against NFL players, right? Or at least where every player is an NFL player. Now, to me, you got to do just a little bit of a better job. And in this play here specifically, so this is duo, and this works very similar to zone, right? The running back has to basically just find a gap to hit. One of the gaps he could theoretically hit is going to be out here. Although it might be unlikely for him to bend it that far towards the right, it could definitely happen. As you see, the running back at least looks towards the right here. As he gets the ball, you're going to see him try to make that initial cut towards the right. You see that 51's in the gap, and then he ends up going to the inside of the guard. Again, not a big deal. The play still picks up 4 yards. But it's just something I wanted to point out just to be a little critical because there's a lot of really good snaps. I want to show you guys this next play here because Guyton does a really good job. Now, before we move forward, I want to just take a second to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this channel. That is Underdog Sports. And if you're not signed up with Underdog yet, what are you waiting for? Underdog is the best fantasy football platform out there, and their pick'em game allows you to win some extra cash. For me personally, I'm always thinking about matchups when it comes to Underdog. It could be something like the Cowboys quarterback's going to throw for over 20 passes. The Patriots are going to end up having at least 1 interception. Or maybe it's a Bears wide receivers can go for over 75 yards. Essentially, you make 3 picks if you get all of them correct. And depending on the multiplier, you can turn $5 or $10 into $100 or $400. A lot of my videos are demonetized, so I would appreciate it if you guys can support Underdog for supporting this channel and allowing us to continue to do film content on this channel. There's a link down in the comments below, so make sure you guys check that out and support this channel. And let's just get right back into this video. He does a really good job being able to essentially handle number 51 here. Now, 51 is going to try to set up Guyton to the outside, and he's going to try to jump back to the inside, and he's going to try to chop down Guyton, and Guyton catches it. And this is honestly the beauty right here of Tyler Guyton. The guy is very fast. He's very athletic. So even if guys like number 51, who essentially this guy's a speed rusher, right? He's a guy that's going to utilize his speed. He's a guy that's going to try to beat guys with the quickness, the shiftiness. Well, for Tyler Guyton, that's not an issue. The guy is very fast as an offensive tackle himself. So these are the type of matchups that Guyton's going to dominate. And there's a reason why we saw snaps coming out of camp that Tyler Guyton had success against Michael Parsons. Is because Parsons is also a speed rusher. Now on this play here, the thing that I really like with Guyton is he doesn't fall for the fake towards the outside. 51 gets out of his stance like he's going to speed rush to the outside, and then he quickly changes back to the inside, and he's going to try to chop with the right hand. And he's going to essentially try to cross chop almost towards the inside, which is kind of interesting in its own right. And Guyton just catches it perfectly. As he catches it, he's going to just push 51, wash him downwards. And of course, the quarterback does a good job on 3rd and 10. He's able to roll out of there and pick up 19 yards and essentially pick up the first down. It's a great job right there. Let's get into the next snap. Now, this is the very next play, 1st and 10. 51 is going to try to set up Guyton by faking an inside move and then jumping back to the outside. And when he jumps to the outside, he's going to try to double hand swipe, and Guyton does not fall for it. So again, great job by Guyton to not fall for that fake towards the inside. Again, 51 on the play before actually did an inside move. This time he's trying to fake towards the inside right there. And he tries to jump to the outside, double hand swipe, and the punch actually does land pretty well. The punch lands, you'll see it right here on the left hand, but Guyton's left hand does not get off of the outside linebacker here. He does a really good job with the grip strength. He does a really good job with just getting the hands right to the defensive lineman, locking in and essentially just shutting it down. So it's a really good job once again by Guyton. Let's get into the next snap. Alrighty guys, check this next play out. We're going to get a pin pull towards the right. Guyton is not going to block the correct guy. Now he does end up laying out number 51 on this one, but he definitely hits the wrong guy on this one. So let's break this play down a little bit. So as this play begins, Guyton's going to pull to the right of your screen. At the same time, you're going to get a bunch of down blocks. You're going to get a down block here by the wide receiver. This receiver is going to climb up to number 35. He doesn't actually do a good job on 35. The linebacker is going to actually get over the top. You'll get a tight end here that's going to end up blocking out the cornerback. And then Guyton should go all the way around, and he should essentially end up getting to number 2. Now, number 2 is going to be the guy that makes the play on this one. I don't think the play would have worked anyways because, as I stated, number 35 gets around the block. So he essentially ends up to the right side of that wide receiver. So 35 would have probably been right there anyways. But Guyton here ends up hitting number 51 when he should have gotten up to number 2, right? He should have either pushed him outwards or tried to seal him off towards the inside. You got the tight end that seals off the cornerback here. And the safety would have still, when unblocked, he would have probably made the play. But you never know. Maybe the running back makes a miss. Regardless, Guyton does not block the right guy. And that guy ends up making the play. So I just wanted to point that one out. It's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and get to the next snap. Alright guys, check this next play out. You're going to get Tyler Guyton into a couple of nice things within this play. He does end up getting help by the running back as well as the guard, but he does still show really good movement on this play. So if there's one thing you could take away from this video, it is that Tyler Guyton moves really, really well, and he has good technique for being a rookie offensive lineman. He also is going to utilize independent hands. As soon as he gets out of his stance, he's going to throw the left hand first, and then the left hand's going to land to the inside of 51. Now, one of the reasons why he only throws the left hand is because 51 also is going to give a fake to the inside. See that fake to the inside, he's going to jump back to the outside, and Guyton is going to mirror that movement, right? So you see Guyton to start to lean a little bit towards the inside as well. And then Guyton with the left hand is going to catch the outside move by 51. The running back is also going to end up chipping. One of the things you got to note with offenses in the NFL is although the running back has a potential option route or whatever it might be, he also has the responsibility that if 51 tries a speed rush, the running back's going to make sure to hit him. The running back's going to essentially chip him and make sure he's not able to get a free release to the outside. And the running back ends up hitting him as well as 51 goes to the outside, which I don't mind that as well. But 51 is going to try to do an outside move on Guyton. Guyton mirrors it, catches him with the left hand, and then he's going to use independent hands, right? So he's going to bring the left hand down, and then you see him lock in with the right hand. It's a good job right there using independent hands. And then you get the double team, so at that point, I guess, really doesn't matter. But I like the fact that Guyton does a good job mirroring guys. I like the fact that he punches guys. Left hand, right hand. He does a good job locking in. Does a good job with the grip strength, right? So Tyler Guyton, to me, shows so many good snaps on tape. There's so many good things you can see from this rookie that'll translate over the course of his career. Now, I've gotten a lot of DMs on Twitter. People ask me, comparing Tyler Guyton and Tyler Smith's rookie years, where would you say Guyton is? Is he as good as Tyler Smith was in his rookie year? And I don't know if I would say, yeah, that's 100% fact. Tyler Guyton is just as good as Tyler Smith was in his rookie year. I think the thing with Tyler Smith is that Tyler Smith was a tackle in college and then transitioned to a guard at the next level. And I think when you're a guard, it's a little bit easier because you don't have to play in space. As a guard, you have a guy to your outside. And I know Tyler Smith played tackle his rookie year as well, but he wasn't as good at tackle as he was at left guard. And to me, I don't think Tyler Guyton is even going to have the same type of year that Tyler Smith had. I think Guyton's going to have struggles this year. I really do think that. But I also think Tyler Guyton has insane upside. In fact, I think if you guys can just, really analyze all of his snaps, you guys will realize some of the things that he has high upside on. You also realize some of the things he struggles with. I think run blocking is something you have to continue to work on. Run blocking obviously isn't going to matter that much, especially for the Cowboys. I mean, they're going to throw the ball 75% of the time anyways. But the thing with Tyler Guyton is, there's plays where he'll step outside and a guy that has the quickness will jump inside, right? So like a play like this, for example, Guyton goes outside, 51 crosses his face to the inside, and Guyton tries to catch him with the right hand, but you can almost say that this could be called a hold. You can almost say 51 may ultimately draw the flag on this one. Now, keep in mind, this is a read option, so the running back is mostly going to run this to the inside. So if the running back actually had the football here, maybe he cuts it back over towards the right. In that instance, Guyton's guy makes the play. But Guyton's guy doesn't actually make the play because the quarterback ends up keeping the ball and running to the left of the formation here. Again, it's not a big deal, right? Because when you look at the positives, the movement that Tyler Guyton has, when you look at how he gets his hands on guys and the grip strength, the way this guy at his size is already able to handle pass rush moves, and he's already able to really shut guys down. I mean, it's special in my opinion. But I think Tyler Guyton's upside's crazy high. But I do think he's going to also give up, 5-6 sacks this year. I find it hard to believe that as a rookie, starting left tackle day one, he will not have his struggles. Again, that doesn't mean he's going to be a bust, right? I truly think Tyler Guyton's going to be one of the best tackles in the NFL in about 3 or 4 years. And I don't say that lightly. I hold guys like Penei Sewell, Christian Darrisaw, Tristan Wirfs. I hold these guys in a completely different category than I do guys like Taylor Decker and Colton Miller and Brian O'Neill and even Terrence Steele. These guys are good tackles, but they're not great. I think Tyler Guyton has the potential to join the Penei Sewell, Tristan Wirfs, Christian Darrisaw tier. Has a completely different tier, and I truly, truly think this guy has shown enough on tape where you could say there's a lot of upside with him. And I also want to just state this, when I say Tyler Guyton has struggles in the run game, it's not 100% across the board. Like, he struggles with certain things specifically. And that's going to be guys that are trying to, use their speed, use their hands. If Guyton's going sideways in like zone runs, for example, he might struggle there a little bit. But when it comes to power in the run game specifically, he does not struggle. So you see plays like this, where he has a simple, just get right in front of number 92, try cutting him off, but at the same time be physical. Look at the movement he generates. Look at where he makes contact with this guy relative to where the guy ends up, right? So Tyler Guyton doesn't struggle across the board, but there are some areas he struggles with. This is going to be the final play we're going to talk about here. The defense is going to run a defensive line game, and Guyton does a pretty good job handling it. He's going to end up taking number 32. He's going to push him downwards. To me, this is a really, really good job here by Guyton to be able to see the game potentially coming. He's going to end up getting out in front. He's going to hit the landmark. 32 is going to go to the inside, and Guyton's going to get the hands on 32. And he's going to push him into the guard. He's going to make sure that the guard does not get cheap shotted. The guard doesn't get blindsided, right? Because one of the things that defensive linemen like to do is they want to essentially go untouched so they can go full speed into this guard. They can blindside him. And by doing that, essentially, this guy has the inside leverage, and then 52 here could come around. And then that makes Guyton have to choose one guy or the other. So as a guy on the offensive side of a defensive line game, don't let him blindside your guard, right? And in this instance, he doesn't. And then 32, 52 end up running into each other. So that's a great job right there by Guyton. You see the quarterback throws it. It is an incomplete pass on 4th and 6. In my opinion, Tyler Guyton shows so much upside, and I think there's so much potential with Guyton. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another video.